Yo, what's good, y'all? Want to throw out this little video for Dane, man. Appreciate everything you've been doing and everything. So I wanted to reach out. I know you sent me a little DM with some charts in it. I was trying to explain myself within the DM, but I was on the go. I was at Home Depot and stuff, so I had a couple of things to do. But I wanted to just do this little video to show you a couple of things. So yeah, you were posting earlier about the 16 hour. You're saying that this ankle wave is gonna do something, and what I was basically trying to say is how you can tell if your ankle wave is actually equaling up or going to give you the move that you actually want. You can actually figure it out. So when I gave you the chart, I forgot what chart you actually gave me. Hold on, let me see. What chart did you actually give me? Yeah, you gave me no, you gave me the 18 hour. I gave you the 16 hour. So you talking about the anchor wave. I was basically saying, yes, money flow was in here. Our sides are spread apart, but regardless of how close they are, spread apart just means that it's a lackluster move. Well, obviously, the wider they are, the more lackluster. But basically, this is where the knowledge of what comes in with value areas and everything that's above us as far as resistance that we will have to get above in order to be able to make a sound enough trade. And that's why in this current range right now, I'm a little bit short. But basically, I was telling you go down to the 16 hour, but the 16 hour was kind of giving you the same time, same looks with the indicator. So was the 12. But as you go down into the 8 hour, you see that the 8 hour, the VWAP was curling down and gave you this little ump. But now your momentum wave is open. Yes. Um, so that is indicating what you were saying. Yes, you with that ankle wave that you were getting on the higher time frame, it's looking like more motion is going to be coming towards the upside. But now the real question is how much motion is coming to the upside, especially that you have your RSIs and everything all spread apart right now. So you see, you take it back down to your 4 hour, your RSI, your VWAP is running right here, but you still have lackluster. Yes, money flow is coming into it, but you want to watch this with a hawk eye, especially on the 4 hour. RSIs are spread apart, and momentum is still open towards the upside, indicating that we still got more upside, which you were 100% correct with that. So now, what I was basically saying was as far as how much of the upside are we going to get? So with the lackluster, when I say that with the RSIs being lackluster, this is basically what I mean. So if you pull up your fib, right, and you take your fib from a higher time frame, right, you can see that you got all these little areas, right. Let me take the VPR off just right now because I just want to show you how this is. So first area that we want to be fully aware of is of course the one on the Fibonacci, and besides the one on the Fibonacci, this is also previous resistance. Excuse me. So we wanna keep that in mind. Oh, thank you. That's what I wanted to get out. All right. So with that in mind, in order to trade this properly, right now this is a no trade zone. The reason why I would consider this a no trade zone is because we're too high, we're too close to the highest point right now. So I would be looking for shorts within this area. I look for the break and retest of this one area for price to keep on going up into the area or high and into more higher areas. But how I'm looking for that is obviously using market cipher, money flow, and everything. Now, as you see on the daily money flow, yes, we did get this green dot, which we've been trying to print for a while. Money flow is also going up a little bit, but right now we have to watch it with a hawk eye. We should be getting our weekly close in the next 30 minutes, so that's a good thing. So we hopefully I'll still have this video playing within the next 30 minutes, so we can talk about that. But regardless of the fact, we want to see that happen because if not, then we have to treat this as traders. We're gonna have to treat this as that we're gonna come into resistance again, and that we're gonna bump our head on the resistance and come back down for the retrace. It doesn't matter about the price range. We'll find the price ranges on the way down. We're just looking for the momentum right now. So as far as anything, now this being the 786 is being one of the areas of confluence. Obviously, your golden pocket is another area of confluence. But now let's do let's bring back up our VPR, right? So let's see little areas of resistance. So we have an area here, we have an area here, we have an area here, and we have an area here. So I already kind of marked those out. Did I mark them out or did I delete them? Yeah, I probably deleted them. Yes. Where's this going? Not that. Gray. All right. So, all right. So we have an area of resistance right here within this. Ooh, Um. So we have an area right here, right? We also have a perfect area in Confluence with the 786 with the deep retrace. We also have an area right here. Now these lines ain't now these lines ain't obviously uh do it like that just to make sure everything. So on the way down, we're looking for this because this VPR is showing us that we have a straight gap right here. So if we do lose this zone, even if we come up to the $124,000 range and still come down because we have got rejected, we're still within this fair value of trading. Now, like I said, if we're gonna get above, you would see that with volatility, like real volatility, you will most likely see money flow on its like pinnacle, especially on higher time frames. And yeah, also be on the lookout for the bearish divergences. That's what you want to really be looking out. But right now, let's stick to these little areas of resistance right now. So now we have these areas of resistance. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide the areas right now because now we want to see. Now along with the fib, now you know how we use the spider lines and stuff. Now along with the spider lines, we are currently right now at of resistance area. We also have another resistance area about the 121 area, and then 123 where's the full retrace. So we got three areas of resistance right above our head, and we're currently just tapping our first one. So I would take that into consideration as far as looking at our spider lines. Then on top of that, we do have our value area, which is here. So we have our value area high, point of control, and this is our golden pocket, which is around $98,000. Now, the way that I pull this up is that I pull a fixed volume profile from the lowest to where it's at. It gives me this, bam, bam, bam. So right now, this is what I'm looking at for my value area low, my point of control, and my value area high, being that this is the high. So now, I don't want the charts to get too crazy on you, so it's not looking. But I'm basically showing you that in these three areas so far, besides having up here, we have a couple of spider lines that have given us resistance. Down here, we also have support, and we got confluences with these supports. So these are two areas that you want to play. Now, playing the value area is very interesting because right now, even if we get here, I'm just going to give you like a little drawing. We can get here, we can get rejected, right? We can come down here to the point of control. This is where the deep retrace is at the 716. So point of control. Now, if we lose this, most likely price loves to act like a magnet, take it back down. This is where we want to actually put in our long to go over here. Most likely we have a little bit of resistance, try to get above it. We get above, we shoot up into the next zone and vice versa. If you want this to be more bullish, then you want to break above this and you want to come and retest this area before you take back off. So that's the traditional way of how you want to be able to play these lines in these certain areas as you're moving through trading. So necessarily, if you're playing the micro and stuff, like you're looking at the 16-hour, but you're playing the 20-minute, like you're kind of front running yourself and you're taking it, you're going too early, and you have to gauge your I guess your math a little bit more better within that sense. So yeah, so back now we got over here. So that's basically what I'm looking at. Now to give me a little bit of confluence, I like to use the liquidity chart, which I was trying to show you yesterday. And let me pull that up for you right now, brother. The liquidity chart. All right, so let me load this up. Let me like this joint. Mm. So this is what I was basically telling you. So here we got at $111,000, we got liquidity that price loves to gravitate to. Here at 120, we have liquidity, but realistically, the real money pot is at $119,000. So now you go back into the charts and you say, all right, we got liquidity at 117. What's $117,000? Uh, that's basically we're still in this range. So you can mark that area out. So let's go ahead and do that. And 17, mark that area out with the value area. So that's also another point of resistance that you want to look at. Why? Because there's just money sitting there. So in lame terms, for lower time frames, I would look at price to go like this until this structure breaks. Once this structure breaks and price gets accepted into this area right here, then I would be looking for price to trade in here. If it's gonna hold, it's gonna hold. If it doesn't, it breaks down. And once again, you're always looking for when it breaks, you're looking for the break and retest, and then for it to go up higher, and vice versa. You're looking at, and vice versa. So even if you're playing this range, say we stay here, we chop like we've been doing and everything else. Say we just chop in this range right here. Indicators on the higher time frame could most likely say, hey, we're gonna get that little push through. So yeah, price goes above into the 130. We're gonna have rejections up there. The reason why we're gonna have rejections, it's not gonna just break into blue skies. It's not gonna do anything. It's because we do have confluence within value, within spider lines and within stuff like that. Like we can keep on going and pulling up levels, and this is what traders will actually trade. So even if we do break into that zone, the ideal trade was to be taking it on the retest. Right now, since we're at the value area high of this zone right now, you want to just be putting in your shorts just in case it does come down. And then you want to hold your shorts in case it goes down even further and or even further into the real golden pocket, or better yet, the fair value zone or whatever. However everybody wants to call it. Everybody got a different name. It doesn't really matter. Let me delete that. Go into this. Bam. Bam. So overall, when you're looking at these levels, that's what I'm saying. You're playing these levels and you just bam, bam. So as of right now, as you're looking at Market Cipher, you're gauging the tempo and you're looking at higher time frames, especially waiting for this weekly to give you a little bit more data. This weekly suggesting that money flow is a little bit pinched still. Once again, RSIs are not fully pinched and fully color coded, but still indicating that we can get a little drawdown. We have bearish divergence on the chart right here. Boom. Money going, price going up, momentum coming down, making lower lows. So that's bearish divergence. So we can say that price most likely has the momentum enough, especially with RSIs and everything that we just gauged down from the 18-hour all the way down to the 14-hour to the 4-hour. We can gauge that it doesn't have the legs to get above the area that we want to get above at the very moment. Now, as price keeps on flowing in, we'll have more data to go by that. But other than that, brother, this is what I'm basically saying. You have to find the level. You have to find these confluence levels, and they help you play a bigger game and a better game. And you know, this brings you more gains. If you're playing 10x on leverage right now, just making the trade from the value area high down to here, that's 120%. Making it down to the value area low, that's 200. Yeah, that's 220%. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're playing this area right here, 5%, but you got to be playing it exact to the T of these levels. If you're playing it from 117 to 123 because we're chopping in that range, then that's a good 5% playing that all day also on your, or a good 50% all day. So you can make 100% by just playing the chop, but understand everything, especially when it comes down to the trend. That trend is, it's staying up. It's up on money flow, especially for the weekly. It's up, but we're watching it. We're watching it closely. VWAP is coming down. If this weekly gives us something, weeklies usually when they give us a little, you can go back and measure it. Weekly gives us a little red dot. We could take it from here to here. That was a 31% dip. Even if we reenact something like that, 31% dip puts us back down into the 32. Everything is all lined up. Everything is all according to plan and how it is. And that's where you put the tickets in. And this is the reason why you let price come to you and that you never just shotgun a price. You never just jump in and say, hey, this is a good thing because the indicators are telling me that this is it. No, 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 no. You're looking for all these levels of confluence in order for you to be like, yeah, fuck that price. I'm going right in. But yeah, bro, I just wanted to touch base with you, and I just wanted to show you little ways. Like I said, man, you just want to be well aware of the volume nodes. These areas right here is where price has been traded at the most, especially when you're using higher time frames like your weekly and stuff like that. So, reading the charts, dissecting the time frames is a real big thing also because you want to be able to, like you said, you sent that 16, you sent the 18. I told you check out the 16. It wound up being the same thing all the way to the 12 when I figured out checking it out. So basically, you're trying to just see this. Like the more curvature on anything, whether it's money flow, whether it's on momentum, whether it's on everything, the better the curvature, the better the actual curve is. Like we want to see this. Bam, that's beautiful. Same thing with our anchor VWAP. If it comes up, we want to see this. We don't want to see this because that means that it's gonna do that. So there's ways of how you have to gauge, and the data comes in every second, so it could change up every second. But remember, your job as a trader is to come in with the probabilities, the probability of doing this. It's not about just the whole market cipher and what this person does and what that person does. What this person does is completely different. You don't know how it goes behind the background. Like until you sit down and talk to that person, you know that they make profitable trades, but you want to stay 100% focused on what you're doing and how you're gonna execute your trades and use Market Cipher to the best of your ability. And this is how I do it. Like by playing these value areas and these certain things, and I look for certain areas of confluence in order to give me these things. But like I said, even with the fractals, you look at the fractals. Each one tells you that this is a local top, and which one was it? What was I looking at the 4 hour? Is it a 4 hour? 4 hour. We got the green dot right here. Bullish continuation. Green dot. Well, this is what we got. The bullish continuation. It's not. It doesn't have the steam. We're coming up at the top of the legs, and RSIs are spread apart on 4 hours. So even if this dump comes down, it's not looking strong. But look, see the lines that we just created. Price is trying to fight to stay in this range. So if it stays in this range, that's exactly what you want to do in order to trade either the breakout or the thing. But remember, come up with a plan. Price comes here, plan. Price comes here, plan. Price goes above here, you have a plan. Price goes below here, you have a plan. You want to just have a plan. And for me, yeah, this is just how I look at actual market cipher and everything. But yeah, man, as we keep on going, we'll build and we'll make this shit happen. But yeah, man, I appreciate everything that you were doing, man. And shout out to you, Dan.